I don't make it easy for my two kids, Russell and Hudson.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't experience this and learn how to overcome it, learn how to focus, learn how to solve problem, come up with solution, learn how to have some grit, they're gonna give up fast in life.
Welcome to a very special episode of Careful Boys. Over there we have Anthony and Joe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then we have Bart and Nick over here. Woo! And then somebody that we have been trying to get for a long time. You may have seen him on Bart and Joe's podcast 8 years ago or something. We have Thach Nguyen.
Let's go!
Welcome to the show!
So I've been saying your name as Thach for a very long time, and it turns out the correct pronunciation is how?
If you Vietnamese, they say tat.
Tat.
Followed by no man.
Every single time.
How many times do you say no man in your real estate seminars?
We're closing a deal.
No man, sign this deal right now. But the American people, they pronounce it as how it's spelled. And so we just roll with that all these years.
Thach.
Yeah.
Does it sting a little every time someone says it wrong?
Nah.
It gets so long.
It got to a point where it's like that just became a signature thing for me, like Oprah. Like they don't even say Oprah Winfrey, it says Thach now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just like claim it like that.
Right.
Yeah.
We should ask Oprah what her Vietnamese pronunciation is.
Oprah.
Oprah. So yeah, you guys have probably seen him a ton. He's probably your source of why you think you know everything about real estate and BRRRs.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a lot of strategies that he shares with everybody. But I know that you have really mega humble beginnings.
Yes.
Like where you started out.
Yes.
Where were you? What was your life like when your net worth was at its lowest?
Oh man, the lowest. Of course, it was during throughout my whole life. I came over from Vietnam as a refugee with my family in '75. So we lived in Rainier Valley. Rainier Valley is like 626. Right? It's identical.
So lots of Asian food.
Lots, baby. Right?
Drivers just crashing into each other.
Like this, signaling to the left, turning right. We're signaling to the left. What the hell? This guy's signaling wrong. That's what we grew up at.
Yeah.
And so we grew up there all my life, and then I remember, man, just going to the food banks and getting block cheese and cereal, big old giant cereal boxes.
Wow, like rations. Like
Yeah, bro.
Oh, you
like,
get government cheese?
yeah, bro. It was good, and it was a weapon to defend people from robbing you. You know what I mean? and so that was our lifestyle. And then I graduated from high school. I went off to college. But during the whole time, I used to work at a grocery store.
Yeah.
There's a Safeway. I think there's a Safeway here in LA. And then I worked at a body shop, and I worked at a Chinese restaurant in Chinatown. And so I had all three jobs, and I think all three jobs, man, I was only making like 30 grand, and this is coming out of college. Wow. And that was like, what, 91, so 30 grand. So I was living with my mom and dad, and that was pretty much.
And no days off.
No, bro, no day off, because I would start on the weekdays, right? I would go to school, and then after school, I would sometimes work at Safeway in the evening time, and then on the weekend I work at a body shop early in the morning, or actually Safeway early in the morning, then go to valet parking late at night. Wow. So it was just like 7 days a week.
Were you guys trying to like pull together money to make it work? Because at some of my Vietnamese refugee homies, there'll be like 8 people living in one house.
Right.
So everyone had to work just to make that one house work.
For me, when I was younger, I wasn't even thinking that way. I was thinking about me.
Getting a pussy.
But my dad was a social worker, you know what I mean? And my mom worked at like all Asian worked at the factories, you know what I mean? And they just made enough money, but for me, it was just making some money, just paying my own things I was doing. So I wasn't making much. So that was pretty much my whole life, man, until I got into real estate in '91. So I wasn't making any money. I was, broke like everybody else.
Did your parents Americanize pretty quickly?
Nah. My mom and dad was OG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like the OG Asian Vietnamese people.
So they stayed within the Vietnamese community most of the time?
Yeah. Yeah. So they never got cut, they never got into the Americanized, dressing like the American, nice bags, when they had money. They just kept like the original. Even today, my mom she don't have no money. All her money is my money, basically. Everything she needs pretty much is taken care of by me. You know what I mean? Like, I need a new Benz. I got you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But when you look at my mom bank account, they don't have no money. She don't have any money. But anytime she needs anything, it's there for her. You know what I mean? Damn. So even today, but she don't. If you ever go to my mom's house, it's like any other house. Just like the OG Vietnamese person.
Like saran wrap over remote controls, that kind of stuff.
Pretty much.
During that time, did you guys have to go to a refugee camp first and then do all that and then get processed and sponsored?
Because my dad was working as a translator for the U.S. government.
Oh, so he knew English?
Yes, in Vietnam during the war. And so that's why we were lucky with when the U.S. pulled out of Vietnam in April '75, the boss told my dad, you should come with us. And you come fly out with us. Otherwise, you're not gonna get out. Wow. Because if you're Vietnamese or you're the American and you work in, when they took over, when communists took over, you're gonna be in jail. There's a lot of stories of people that got, I heard this from my aunt, from Vietnam, that when the communists came into Vietnam, they took over and then all the money got changed to Vietnamese dong. So all the other money disappeared. So everybody who had money, they were broke overnight. Wow. Think about that's crazy.
That's what happened to my grandparents. See? Everything, they're like fabric, like business and factory and stuff. They just came in and took everything. And then my grandparents just went to zero.
Wow. Yeah, there was people that lived. That's why the only thing that was worthy of anything was gold, right? Oh. And then the other thing they told all the mans, look, we're gonna actually help you guys be more effective, right? Help you guys actually, build you up. So I'm gonna all the mans to meet us at this location, and then we're gonna take you guys and we're gonna help you guys train. So what they didn't know, there's all met at this location. They put them on a boat, and they shipped them up into the woods up in toward like Hanoi, and they asked everybody to go out there and build your camp, and that became the concentration camp for all the mans.
They tricked them.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. That was real, bro. So that's what happened to all the mans. A lot of them ended up just dying in there. So my dad, we left out of the last plane with the U.S. government, and that's how we got out. And we landed in San Diego because San Diego was the Camp Penitent was the camp for all the refugees. So when we got here, we got processed, and then Governor Evan from Washington State wanted to help migrate. There was too many refugees in Southern Cal at that time, so he took 500, almost 1,000 family up to Seattle, and in Tacoma, Washington, is where they had the other Camp Murray, where the other military base, where they used that as the other shelter in Washington. So my family was the first family to step foot in Washington, and that's how, we started in the shelter. See? It's crazy. Yeah. So, sometimes when I think about these stories, it's crazy, like, man, how did I get chosen for this life? Yeah. It always make you think, what I mean?
Think about that when you're like in your Ferrari.
Yeah. I've come a long way. I got chosen to be the one. Well, fuck, let me keep going. But it's crazy if you think about it, right?
It is crazy.
It's a destiny, you know what I mean? When you're already destined for this. Because, I got 4 brothers and a sister, and they're just all normal. They just make regular income. But I take care of them, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, at the end of July, I'm going to SoCal, for some speaking. So I'm taking my mom, my mom and my aunt. She comes from Vietnam. She's landing here this Friday. She'll be here for 3 months, so she's never been outside of Vietnam. So she's coming to Seattle. She doesn't even know we're taking her to California. Wow. Right? So she want to see Little Saigon because they all read about it, hear about it in Vietnam.
That's yeah.
So my sister want to come, their kid want to come, so I pay everybody. Let's go. So they all coming in July with me. See?
In your mind, like on your scale, what is regular income? How much is regular income? I want to see how much lower I am.
You know what's interesting? What's interesting is that when I was coming up making money, my perspective for money, it changed. But it's still lower than most people because I live a humble life. But my mom is humble. People around me are humble. That's why I try to stay in Seattle versus California. Because down here you can get caught up fast.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But today I would say someone making probably, 60, 70, 80,000 is normal. But that's not even a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when I was coming up, and I'd be like, hotel, you know what I mean? $500 a night, that's normal. Cammy's like, that ain't normal, dude. Nobody spent $500 on a night at a hotel. You know what I mean? right? Or going out to eat. I mean, nobody think about how much money people spend going out to eat,
That's true, yeah.
right? Today,
Or not
shit.
going out today is like Postmate.
Yeah.
When
Seriously,
I
bro.
tally that up,
That's luxury.
How much you spend on Postmates?
bro, I can't even say.
Yeah.
Almost as much as you named for what someone should make in a year. And it's like dumb food.
What up, guys? Thank you for watching us for so long. If you like what we do, please support our Patreon. Joe, tell them what we have to offer.
So every week you get 2 videos. One never released director's cut, and another one too hot for YouTube. Patreon only. Every freaking week you get that. And you get access to our Discord where you can come chat with us.
And ask us questions that become episodes here because we're going to answer them and we're going to take it seriously and we want to give you the responses that you want. So come stay connected with us, join our Patreon, click the description below for full details.
If growing up in Moreno Valley is like similar to SGV,
Yeah.
what kind of distractions did you have when you were young
Oh, bro.
that could have changed the course of your life?
100%.
Because in SGV, like we were getting into stupid things.
Bro.
What kind of stupid things did you have?
Easy, dog. Same exact thing. So I was coming up in there was Vietnamese, Mexican, Filipino, Samoan, black. That was the mix. That was the mix pot. 98118, where that is, it's the most diverse zip code in the United States. 98118.
The
in
United
Seattle.
States?
Yep.
Wow.
That's a fact. Okay. So growing up, I started out. We started hanging out with a bunch of black folks. Right, and that was my thing, and I used to get my ass whipped from my mom and dad hanging out with the black folks, and then
There's this picture of you that you posted not too long ago. I don't know if you guys saw it, but
It's me?
It looked like the 90s and you guys were wearing like a Steve Harvey suit with 4 other black dudes in the back. I was like, what the fuck? That sounds like fun. Everyone was in like a Steve Harvey suit.
I still get it. I got it on my phone right here. Right? But so that started that.
Yeah.
And then the black folks would do certain things, smoking weed. And then that's how I got exposed to smoking weed. And then as I grew up, then I got exposed to drinking 40 ounces.
40s, Mickey's, the green bottles. Yeah.
OE.
This we dropping like real OG stories right here. Okay? So Old English was, if you could have money about Old English back then, you was a baller.
Yeah.
Okay? And I had no clue anything about drinking. So I drunk and I used to get fucked up. Right? And then I'll stay out late, come home, I get my ass whipped from my dad with the belt, like typical Asian.
Yeah.
From there, it gravitated toward, okay, now I'm hanging with the Samoans, and then I'm hanging with the Mexicans, and then from there, I started low riding.
Oh.
Sick.
So you had like an Impala or something?
Bro, I had everything, bro. I had Cadillac on hydraulic, custom paint job.
That's so cool.
Hop in at car show. We used to trailer our car down to the LA Coliseum for the Super Show. I had 62, 64, 63 rag top, custom paint, hitting 3-wheelers everywhere, bro. Everywhere we go. So that was my lifestyle. You see?
You don't get tempted to do that to your Ferrari?
I know, right? And then, a lot of the people I knew, in that whole environment, how they made their money was, selling drugs. Hustling, right? Now, I never got caught up selling drugs, but what I used to try to do was, yo, bro, let me give you some money, and let me invest in some of that stuff with you, right? And like, okay, well, give me some money, then I give you a little bit of interest on your money. I was an angel investor back then, right? And
Silent partner.
it was, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I got busted in the mix.
Oh.
Busted in the mix.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was probably the pivoting point in my life.
Oh.
Because I was around all the people that I was doing all this hustling stuff. I remember one time I was trying to go meet this one dude to go buy all this weed so I can go and put them in 20 sacks and try to sell them myself. On top of selling real estate, working valet parking, trying to make some side hustle. And I was so stupid. They said, all right, dude, give me the money. You can't come with me. I'll be back. I got to go down to this house and get him come back. Well, that was a basic 101. I didn't know. I was so stupid. I gave him like $5,000.
And never see him again.
I sat there and wait 20 minutes. Damn, man, how long did it take to get this shit? An hour later, never came back, bro. That was my first hustle. I got hustle out my 5G, and I was like, what the fuck? Damn. Yeah, but that ain't shit though, because as I got more and more in this surrounding, and then what happened? I sold this house, man, to this one cat, and he got busted. And he got busted coming up from LA with 27 kilos. And I sold him my house. And so the feds was trying to take down everybody that was involved with this cat.
The whole ring.
Rico.
Yeah. So they put me in there, the ring with it. And then for 2 years I got indicted. And they were fighting for freedom, bro, for 2 years. Trying to improve myself. 2 years. Damn. 2 years. That was the pivotal point of the first level of I need to like think about what I want to do.
Were you like showing up to the courtroom just like hydraulics and shit?
I'm innocent. Trust me.
Leave me alone, don't mind me. You know what I mean?
I just sold a house.
Yeah, it was crazy. That was probably, you know what I mean, the craziest time of my life. You know, I'm in this, you know, I was still a nerd. You know what I mean? Hanging out with all these people, trying to be cool, trying to fit in. But that right there, man, when you're facing 15 year, bro, 15 year, and Cammy was facing 10 for associating with me.
Your girlfriend at the time, but wife now.
Wow.
Wow, she was in the mix too?
She was in the mix because they were trying to get me, and in the federal court, what they do is they go after your spouse.
Yeah, try to scare you.
So they can snitch on them. So they go, look, I'm gonna leave you alone, but I need this from you. I need you to tell me everything you know about this guy here, which is me. And if you give me everything I need, I'll let you go. For 2 years, we were both being indicted like that.
It was probably a conspiracy charge on a RICO case. Conspiracy, and then they'll try to get everybody related. What those legal fees look like? 2 years.
Oh, bro, crazy. The retainer fee to start off was $15,000 per person.
Hey.
That was in 90. That was like in 97, 98, bro.
Well, that's like 30 grand now.
It is, seriously. Right?
Damn.
And so that was probably, man, I would probably say that's probably the scariest time of my life because I was like, fuck, I'm about to lose 15 years for conspiracy.
Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, you know, because you think about it, like you didn't even do shit.
No.
And you about to get, because you could, there's a lot of people get busted for conspiracy.
Yeah.
And all someone got to do is just snitch on you.
Yep. Right.
And then you caught up in conspiracy.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then they'll just make you a part of the organization. Yeah.
That's it.
And to them, it's in their interest to do it because they want it. They want to make it seem like you have a big organization, and they took down a big kingpin.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even the kingpin. It's the guy that busted was the kingpin. They just want to try to take everybody down with him, so they can shut down this whole thing, right? All I was doing was selling my house. You see what I mean? And
But how many kilos did you sell the house for?
it took him about 50 keys to buy the house.
He did a trade.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. But the crazy thing is with conspiracy, man, is that the Fed will go and squeeze you. Look, you got 20 years. You know this cat? Well, what you got? What can you tell me about him? And I shave off 5 for you.
Yeah.
That's how they did it.
They play it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I was worried about is somebody was so desperate, they just throw me underneath the bus just so they can get 5 years off, and they don't even know me.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. You see what I mean? Like, fuck, right? But for 2 years, man, they froze up my bank account. You know
How
what
did
I
you
mean?
finally beat the charges? Like eventually, like what was it?
It was crazy, man. First of all, my attorney told me, look, your wife, at that time, Cam is gonna go in, and they gotta take her into the grand jury, and then in the grand jury, everything you say in the grand jury cannot be held against you. But everything you say in trial better be consistent in the grand jury. So you got to be like consistent. So Cammy was going in, but I can't go down there. But the attorney told me, if you want to prove you're innocent and you're selling 80 homes a year during these time, and you saying you make your money legit, you got to keep selling houses. But I had no motivation to go sell houses because Cammy is going to trial literally every month.
Yeah.
Get it? And on top of it, every time I was selling something, my money would go to my account and they will freeze it.
So you're making the money, you can't even use it.
That's right. See? So the motivation is, right? So I had to go out there and door knock. I was door knocking at the time, finding people who want to buy and sell. So I had to go out door knocking and look at people in the face and door knocking, pretend like everything is fine. But I also needed deals. I had to keep the transaction going.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and then what happened was they went almost a year and a half with Cammy, and they said, all right, look, I'm gonna give you immunity. Tell me what I need to know, and then I will give you immunity. You can be off, and then we're good. So her attorney said, let me sign the immunity first, and then we will talk to you afterwards. So the Fed signed the immunity, Cammy's off. All right, let's interview her now again. And everything she says was not what they wanted to hear.
Was not what they wanted?
Yeah, because it was.
Well, they wanted to catch him for nothing. Yeah.
So now she's excused. So now I'm 0.5%. I was stressed for me going in and her going in.
Yeah.
Now at least if she's gone, I just have to do it myself.
Yeah.
So worst if I have to go in, I will go in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was one less worry I had to worry about. So then after that was, they wanted me to go downtown. They were gonna pick me up, and they told me they're gonna come and get me basically on Monday. And I waited at home, bro, and they never came. Wow. And then a week later they never came. A month later they never came, and then still. Since 97 till now, they still haven't came.
You got hustled again.
By the government.
By the government. But crazy. Even my attorney said to me, though, I never had anyone this investigated this deep that's about to get taken in to downtown and didn't even get a trial. Usually someone at your level, because they want someone like you, because you actually you showed him the house. So someone at your level, this far already in, they at least would trial you to see, put you on the stand, at least just to interview you a few times before they can let you go.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he said, I don't understand what happened, why they didn't even come get you. So my attorney was like, we just won't fight it. Right?
Nice.
So that's how it happened. He
Damn.
disappeared, bro.
Maybe they were just like, we're gonna embarrass ourselves. He actually is clean, and then they're just like, let it go.
But there were so many other people. There was a loan officer that was part of this. Insurance people that were part of it. They want everybody, bro.
And some of those people actually were crooked in this situation.
But the loan officer, real estate agent, we were just doing our job. It's the people that was closest to this guy about the house that all went in with this guy.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah, but I think that was just a sign, bro. For me, was like it's time for me to take my life.
It's crazy
to the
that
next
it pushed you to sell harder.
Yeah. Right?
So you probably gained a lot of skill
I did.
out of desperation
I did.
from trying to dodge this.
Two things I gained was nobody really put their mind on something they really want and focus on it unless they're back against the wall.
Yeah.
Yep, that's true. No, I agree. You gotta have you can't just be motivated by desire and passion. You gotta also be motivated by desperation and pain.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
100%. And I didn't know that. I was young, right? And so my biggest lesson I took away from that was, man, do we have to have our back against the wall or a gun in our face to really focus on what we want? And so I took away from that. Now anything I want, I know how to go get it.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest thing I took out of that.
Get some RICO charges first.
Get some high stakes.
So even though I'm sure like your approach to this whole thing has changed in so many years, but back then when you were door knocking, like your very first time door knocking, what was your pitch like?
Oh,
Knock knock, they open the door.
Do you want a house?
What did you say back then as like the young
well, first of all, I had a script, right?
Yeah.
I was 21 years old, starting out as a real estate agent, the youngest agent in Washington State. And I had these scripts. Now, I try to memorize them and try to actually make it natural, but of course, you're just gonna stumble.
Yeah.
Of course, the script is very simple, but it doesn't come out simple when you're nervous and 21 years old knocking on someone's door at 9 o'clock in the morning, right? And of course, you got the script all down, and the moment they open the door, you're like, have you ever thought about selling your house?
Like, what the fuck? Get the hell out of here.
So you think about it, somebody knocked on your door right now and asked you, have you ever thought about selling your house? They were like, what is the context of this motherfucker doing? And I used to get the door slammed. Look, the first week, month, and year, man, it was like I knocked on 100 doors a day,
Wow.
5 days a week, for a 10 year.
Wow.
Straight.
That's crazy.
You don't run out of houses? The city?
It took me about 7 months to knock on 11,000 doors.
Wow.
Oh my
And that's not over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
And the first probably, beginning of my years, I would say like 90% of them, I get the door slammed in my face.
Jeez.
And then I remember shit like the white folks be like, go learn how to speak English, you chink. You know what I mean? Right? Or I didn't ask you to knock on my door, get the hell out of my porch. Or this one old guy was like, "You rude ass! I didn't ask to sell my house. Get the hell out of my court!" And then he told his dog, "Go get him." I had to ran off the fence. The dog jumped on me, bro.
Have you ever been able to flip one of those? Have you ever been able to turn the tide on the guy that was like, "What do you want?" And then he ended up buying a house?
No, bro. Back then I was scared as fuck, bro. Like, okay, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Oh, so once they say no, you're just like, all right, cool.
Bro, I was 21 years old, growing up, low riding, selling weed, drinking 40. I didn't know how to handle objection. You know what I mean? Other than
so what was the next thing you would...
in a Rolex. Yeah, you want to sell your house?
I'd buy from that guy.
Hey, you thought about selling your house?
So,
what was your line then if somebody was like, yeah, I have thought about that?
yeah, so I'm like, back then it was like, okay, really?
Oh, for real? Yo, I wasn't expecting a yes.
I was expecting a no, but okay, you know what I mean? Then all I would do is like, can I get your name and number? Can I look at your house? Can I do some research? Come back and see you and show you what I can do to sell your house? That was my pitch at the beginning.
Wow.
But you know how many no's, rejection, get the fuck off my porch, you know what I mean? Chink.
10 years of it, man.
You have to go through to actually even be where I'm at to sitting here today. This is why, I know we're gonna talk a lot about this stuff, but this is why I don't make it easy for my two kids, Russell and Hudson.
Oh yeah.
Because if you don't experience this and learn how to overcome it, you know, learn how to focus, learn how to solve problem, come up with solution, learn how to have some grit, they're gonna give up fast in life.
So you should be calling him Chink at home?
Get out of my point, kid! Get out of my house! I think it works. I had to learn how to just get over all this and then kept going. Believe me, there's many days I said, after my first year, what the fuck am I doing?
Go back to Vietnam.
Right? Go back to working at Safeway. Yeah. Seriously, bro. Because I wasn't making no money my first year. I only sold like one house.
Damn.
And I was making more money working at Safeway and parking car in Chinatown. What would I do? And I was knocking on doors every day, bro, in the rain, the cold, the snow, every day. And I wasn't barely making any progress. And then I had to do it again the next year. Jeez. I didn't start seeing results until my third year, bro. Third year.
But you still do it today, don't you?
I
You
still
see
do it.
place and you still
all
check it
over.
out, yeah.
Easy. It's easy for me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Crazy.
Crazy if you did that today and they knew who you were already.
Oh, believe me, everywhere I go, like, oh, what's up, Thach? Now what I do is have people that know me.
Yeah.
I don't have to knock on their door. They just talk to me over Instagram, or they will, you know.
I want to sell my house.
Yeah,
pretty much.
people coming to you, knocking on your door.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. You know, like this one guy, I knew his mom, Melvin, and I saw her mom's house a long time ago. I actually ended up buying one of her mom's property, and I never met the kid. When I met his mom, this kid was like a little baby. So about 3 weeks, he called me. Hey, Thach, my name is blah blah, and I'm Melvin's son. I'm like, oh, hey man, my good friend. You know, he just inherited this property from his dad. It's over here in this area, Seattle. You like to buy it. The house needs a lot of work. We want to know you want to buy it. And I was like, yeah. I go look at it and like, yeah, I buy it. And I bought it from him. So that's what happens when people call me today, because they just know what I'm doing, what I buy in Seattle. So now they're knocking on my door.
Damn, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That is crazy.
360.
Yeah.
Yeah.